Hello, I'm Angela and I'm part of the Pilates room, and this is part of the online challenge that we have going on at the moment. As you can maybe hear, this is not your typical Irish accent. I am from South Africa and I hope that you can hear what I'm saying to you. What we're going to focus on for now, for this session, is basically working a little bit of the glutes area, a little bit of the core as well. So a little bit of overall body. The only equipment that you need, if you can even call it equipment, would be a chair. Right, so any basic chair that you have, as you all can see, I have created a chair using 2 reformer boxes, but not for you to worry about that. All right, so we're going to focus on loosening up, warming up the body, and then we're going to move the chair around so that we can incorporate it in other exercises as well. Right, so the focus here, I'm going to turn to the side. So you have a chair, and remember, it can be a chair, it can be a couch, anything that kind of gives you the support that your knees and your hips are in line, and a sturdy chair. If you're worried that the chair moves around, absolutely have it up against a wall or even something sturdy behind it so that it doesn't move around, but otherwise you should be totally fine. All right, so I'm just going to work to the side for now, and what I want us to focus on is that you're sitting up nice and tall, all right? And then you're going to roll the shoulders back, and I want you to just place the hands either on the side or just gently on the tips, and I want you to focus on just pulling that rib cage in, so kind of bringing into a neutral spine just to start off with. All right, your knees are in line with your hips. I want you to focus on pushing the right foot or grounding your right foot firmly into the floor and lifting that left leg to where you can without sinking into the lower back, and then bringing that leg back down, and then we're going to change and do the other leg. So ground the left foot, bringing the right leg up. Ground your right, bringing the left leg up, and all the time. So as you bring the leg up, you just kind of contract very slightly into the belly area. And then as we lift up, see if you can lift and add just a gentle little kick, nothing intense. We're just loosening up, getting those quad muscles to also wake up, bringing it in and out. Give me 2 more on each leg. That's it, nice and controlled. There we go. Now, just to make this just a little bit more challenging so that we really ensure we're not rolling down, I want you to bring the arms up. You can have them extended, you can have the fingers behind the head, elbows out, armpits open, and we repeat again, just extending and bringing it down. So what you're trying to focus on is that you don't lean back to lift the leg up. And it doesn't need to be a high leg, it just needs to be slightly higher than the one that is grounded. There we go. And again, just 2 more on each side. And then gently bringing it back down. That's it. And just roll the shoulders. It can feel a little bit tight, a little tense. So we're just kind of strengthening the midsection, your core. Right, now we're going to add a little bit of a twist. So if you can, fingertips again in this position. You're going to twist to the left side, all right? And then kind of see if you can get your right elbow to tap the right leg. Square off, facing forward. Breathe in, twist to the left, and again, left elbow down and bringing it forward. All right, now just to make it easier for you, I'll focus facing you. All right, so again, we're going to lean, twist, tap the elbow down and bringing it up, and then twist over to the other side. All right, so very important, focus on sitting up. Have the twist first before you lean and tap. All right, very important that the twist, you are upright before you add that little activation. And again, twist. There we go. And give me 3 more on each side. And you'll notice I'm not telling you to go left or right first, just to keep it nice and simple. Hopefully you have 1 more on each side left. All right, and this should be the last one. And then bringing it back, and again, just roll those shoulders, roll the arms. All right, let's get the legs to wake up a little bit more. So I'm just going to push my chair back. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to activate those legs a little bit. So we're going to kick the leg up, and if you can, you reach for the foot. If you're not able to reach for the foot, you just go for that left knee. All right, so full extension. If you can, you're reaching for the foot, otherwise you're just tapping for that knee. So what you're trying to do is extend. We want to open up the shoulder as much as possible, giving a nice little kick. Here we go, 2 more on each side, per leg, 1 more, and now same leg, opposite arm. All right, so now we're tapping across the body, reaching across, and you can see I've got my left hand or my back hand here to support me if I needed to, and you got 2 more on this leg, 1 more, and then bringing it back down. All right, so now we're going to start with the other leg again. So again, maybe it's a full extension, depends on your hamstrings, or maybe you just tap wherever you can, reach, that's it. And again, trying not to sink as we extend, staying up tall if possible, and 3, there we go, and 2, and 1 more, there we go. All right, now let's see if we can alternate. All right, so we're going to cross the arms over and over to the other side. So we're alternating one leg and then the other leg. All right, and just kind of focusing on pulling that belly button to the spine as you extend. Now, besides feeling the abs, you're obviously also going to feel a little bit of your thighs. The quads are giving a little bit of a burn here. You're also going to feel a little bit of your hamstrings waking up at the back of your thighs. All right, give me 2 more on each side, and 1 more, last one, and take it down and relax. All right, and just shake it out, give those legs a little bit of a shake if you need to as well. Okay, so a little bit more on this side. Again, depending on what kind of chair you have, a nice sturdy chair, we're going to take the legs and we're going to open the hips out. So you kind of want to take it into a bit of a quarter, and then you bring those knees together and then you revert to the other side. So a nice way to remember is, think of it, you're facing the clock, this is 12 o'clock, you're going to take the left leg in this case and we're going to take it out to 9 o'clock. Then you bring it back to 12 and then you take it over to 3 o'clock and you bring it back. All right, and you're opening out, that's it. 1 to each side, really working on opening those hips, nice stabilizers here. All right, 1 more. And now I want you to bring the legs together and I just want you to give me 4 per side, but really just focusing on that. So 4 only to the one side and really loosening up that hip, and again trying to stay nice and tall as we lift up. Last one to the left, and now we repeat onto the other side, and if you started with the right first, just continue onto the left. All right, and again really opening up the hip, and last one, and bringing it back. There we go. All right, give those legs a little bit of a shake. If you need to get off the chair and just give it a little bit of a kick, that's perfectly fine. Then you're going to come back. Now we want to obviously open and strengthen the back muscles as well here. So fingertips in position. I want you to imagine that you're kind of diving, so there's a little round effect. You're diving towards the knees. Then kind of extend the neck, extend the spine, try and keep the armpits open, pull the rib cage into the chest, and then come up nice and tall. All right, so let's do a few more of those. So we're rounding the spine, pretend that you're diving towards the knees, extend, lengthening that spine, pull the rib cage in, belly button into the spine, coming up, and repeat. So round, dive, straighten out, straighten up, pull that belly button in, and repeat. Dive, and opening up, bringing it up. There we go. Beautiful. Give me 3 more. Control, and open, and lift, and 2 more. Dive, open, and lift. There we go. Very important to focus on pulling that belly button in so that we don't strain the lower back. And coming up to the top, and exhale and relax. Now we're going to play around with that exercise. We're going to hold it in a certain area and we're going to start adding a little bit of arm activation there. So you might feel the top of your arms burning a little bit, but it's a good one. It means that the muscles are activating. All right, so fingertips back into position. So we're going to dive as we were doing, round, right, then extend, and now hold it here. Now really focus on pulling that belly button in, and you're going to alternate hands. So one hand goes past the ear and then the other hand, and then you alternate. All right, so you're kind of imagining you're doing a Superman. All right, so extending as you lengthen those arms or extend the arms, just really focus on pulling that belly button in. There we go. And last one, bringing the hands behind and straightening up and relax. All right, let's do one more. Now, the next step, you can either skip the extension of the arms or do the alternate arms as we've just done. For this third level, if you're able to, you're going to extend both arms at the same time. So we really need to focus on activating that core, really grounding nice and strongly into that back. Right, so fingertips. Take a deep breath in, round, exhale, extend, and then hold. All right, nice strong spines. You can even ground the feet into the floor to give you more stability. Then reaching both arms out and tap behind the head. Both arms out and tap behind the head. So almost a full Superman if you want to use that imagery. There we go. 3 more. If the lower back feels like it's pulling, just go back to single arms. Nice. Give me 2 more. And last one. There we go. Fingertips back. Belly button in, rib cage in, and bring those arms back and exhale and shake it out. What you'll notice is I've just put 2 boxes on either side. They're still the same chair that you would have. The only reason I packed out the 2 is because it's cumbersome to move them around. This way you don't have to wait for me. And we're going to start. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically be on our side on the knees. Either if you don't have a mat with you and you want to put a padded towel or something extra underneath the bottom knee, you're more than welcome to do that. So we're going to start with a little bit of a side activation here. So again, still using the chair, all right, or a really nice firm couch if you need to. You're going to have the arm that's closest to that leg. So basically just mirroring me. So I'm on my left, you probably would be on your right. And we're going to extend this leg out to the side. Now, from the elbow to the knee to that ankle is pretty much in a straight line. So you're kind of on this beautiful barrier line. We're going to reach the top hand, your left arm in this case. We're going to take it up to the ceiling. Now, for the first few, when we dive this arm, I want you to allow the back foot to rotate and pivot. All right. Then we're reaching it back up again, and we're not throwing the arm behind the shoulder. We're keeping it really nice in line. So again, nice strong line, taking it through. All right, and reaching up and just kind of tapping the edge so your elbows line up with the opposite hand in a sense, and reaching it up. And give me 2 more. All right, so just activating. Now we're going to keep this foot very stable, so no rotation of the back foot, and we're going to add that twist. So that's going to ground and open up into that lower back a little bit more. Again, taking it into that little twist, reaching it up. Nice control. There we go. 2 more. Give me 1 more. And gently bringing it back. All right. Now we're going to take this arm. We're going to reach it straight up. Now, if you're able to, we're going to balance. So you're leaning onto your bottom leg and you're going to lift that leg up. And just give me 3 little tips. So squeezing a little bit onto that outer glute, a little bit of the obliques. So obviously working here. Give me 1 more. And bringing it back. All right, now we're going to take the top arm and you're going to bring the knee forward and see if you can tap the knee and reach it back, touching the floor. Tap the knee with your elbow, reach it back. All right, if you can't reach, you go to where you can. Remember, just the balance and the stabilizing here is already quite a bit of a challenge. All right, so if you can and you're trying to stay in that barrier line, you'll see even I accidentally go off the mat. Now, those who can, you're going to see if you can touch the elbow, maybe touch the foot, so everybody works within their level. All right, if you're feeling like you want a little bit of a challenge, or if you just want to stay in holiday mode, that's perfectly fine. All right, give me 1 more and gently bring it back. Sitting down onto the knees, because sometimes this hip flexor can feel a little bit of a tightness here. If you do feel this hip flexor is tight, the one that you're balancing on, just tuck it behind you and just hold it there for a little bit. Or just continue to sit back in this position. All right, then bringing it back up. Now, because we're already in this position, before we change sides, I want you to now rotate, still having the left elbow down. All right, you can have both elbows down if you need to, and you want to move back quite a bit. And again, you've got quite a bit of leg room here. You're balancing on your forehead, onto your hands. The only part that's on the chair is basically the forearms. All right, if you need more stability, absolutely more than welcome to get a little bit more. But if you want a little bit more of a challenge, You want to be on the edge. All right. So all we're going to do is we're going to tap the floor, squeezing into the glute. So foot down, making sure that we still keep this rib cage nice and controlled, no arching or dropping into that lower back. So we tap and reach, tap and reach. All right. So for this case, the right arm can stay and stabilize. If you want a bit of a challenge, take your left hand, place it onto your lower back, and just lifting it up. All right. If you feel the lower back's pulling, possibly the knee is just too far back, so give yourself a little bit more support. All right, so tap. Now, see if you can bring that knee in and bringing it back. So you either have both arms onto that box, onto your chair, or you just have the right arm on the chair while the right leg is moving. So kind of your bird dog activation, squeezing in. And give me 2 more. Last one. And bringing it back. All right. Now for the next one, both arms are down, forehead is down. And we're just going to open this knee out to the side. So the same leg moving out and tapping it together. Moving out, tap together. 2. Last one. And then bringing it back. Nice. All right. Now, you obviously want to turn and face the other side or take your chair and move it over so that we can repeat that onto the other side. Okay, so here we are onto the other side. Right, we've got the leg fully extended. Right, so we're going to take that arm up to the top and we rotate the foot as we rotate into the arm. So for the first few, we allow that foot to rotate, allowing that ankle, allowing that hip to rotate. Right, you're going to give me 3 more. Nice control, nice strong arms. Remember to control that you extend to the ceiling and not just throw the arm out. All right. Now we want to focus on keeping that foot grounded. So the twist is definitely coming from the spine, midsection. You're going to feel the back of your shoulder blade opening up a little bit. So it's a beautiful movement happening over here. That's it, control. Give me 2 more, really opening up into the shoulder blade, into your lat. And then taking that arm up to the ceiling. All right, now we're going to a diagonal, elbow to knee, all right, and extend. There we go, elbow to knee and extend. Nice control. And again, if you can, maybe you can go further and extend. All right, remember the fact that you're balancing on that bottom knee is where the stabilizing, the activation is really coming from. So although it's great to have this extra mobility and extension with the top leg and the top limb, the focus is more on the balance with that bottom leg. All right, give me 1 more. Ooh, got a little confused there. And then bringing it back down. All right, now we're going to rotate. So we're going to have both knees back here for a while. Elbow is down to the side. All right, so it's the left leg that's going to be moving back. So we need to stabilize, pull that rib cage in, keep the core nice and strong, and left leg reaches back. All right, so in this case, the side that you want to actually stabilize would be the left arm while the left leg. All right, so if you're doing the opposite side and it feels a bit confusing with left and right, the leg that's moving, that same arm is the one that needs to stabilize. The other hand can come onto your lower back. So you've got a little bit more of this activation happening here. And just squeezing in and out. That's it. Give me 2 more. And 1 more. And gently bringing it back. Both knees down. There we go. All right, so let's take that same leg and we're going to open it out to the side. So both elbows down or both forearms down, belly button in, opening that hip to the side, nice and controlled. There we go, stabilizing, keeping it beautifully strong. 3 more. That's it. And just give me 1 more. And bringing that leg back down. All right, now while we have the box in this position, let's take it into a lovely little stretch. You can take the knees out nice and wide, your hands onto the chair, and then just allow the chest to push through. You can drop to as low as the shoulders will allow you to go. So really opening up into the shoulder. If you feel you prefer to alternate 1 arm at a time, that's perfectly fine. All right, remember the shoulders did move a little bit here. We want that extra stretch. Okay, so now box or the chairs are going to stay and we're going to take it into our legs, into glutes. Beautiful exercises happening here. So again, focusing on the legs, the glutes, you're going to lie on your back, take it nice and slowly. If you feel that you need a little bit of a very flat pillow or something to support the neck and the head, you are more than welcome to add that. Right, so in this position, most of you can probably guess what's going to happen next. We definitely have a few bridge activations here. Now, try and keep your knees in line with your hips, so not too wide for the first few. And you have your legs on top, and this is where you might need the chair up against a wall so that you feel that it is more stable. We need to imprint the spine, peel the belly button, squeezing up into the glutes, and then bringing them back down. All right, so you almost want to use the chair, digging your heels in to lift and to squeeze. All right, nice and control coming up and rib cage coming down. Here we go, bring it in and try and keep in a straight line. A nice added tip is when you lift, aim your knees for the ceiling. Imagine that you're trying to get the tops of your knees and you reach them towards the ceiling away from you. All right, there we go. Give me 2 more. That's it, 1 more. Hammies should be feeling it a little bit here, and then bringing it back down. All right, if you need a little bit of a hug, give yourself a little bit of a hug here. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is just scooch over to the one side, so you have 1 foot on the floor. So let's, for instance, if we're all on the same leg, the left leg is on the chair and the right foot is on the floor, and we're going to go back into those single leg bridges. Now the focus is obviously on one leg doing a little bit more work. So the leg on the chair, you'll feel a little bit more of the hamstring. The foot on the floor, you might feel a little bit more of the glute activation. So this is great for your joints to learn to work separately and also at the same time. This also helps to target weaknesses or specific areas that we need to focus on. All right, give me 2 more. And give me 1 more. All right, and bringing it back. All right, so if you need to, again, give yourself a little bit of a stretch. Now, you can either repeat this particular one we've just done for another 6 reps. Otherwise, if you're able to, we're going to do it with 1 leg straight up in the air and only the 1 foot on the floor. Alternatively, if you want a slightly easier version, the foot that is down on the floor stays there and the leg on the chair comes up off the chair. All right, so harder version or more challenging, leg on the chair. Slightly easier, foot stays on the floor. All right, so I'm going to do the one with the leg on the chair. So this one goes up and you're going to go for 6 and 5, that's it, and 4, 3, control, 2, last one, squeezing at the top and bringing it back down. That's it. All right, give yourself a little bit of a hug, and then we need to scooch over to the other side. So right, okay, so now again back into those single legs. So 1 leg, both feet are grounded on something. Your bottom foot is on the floor, the top leg is on the chair, and then we're going to squeeze up for 6. Here we go. Right, so focus not so much on going through the reps fast, but focus on really squeezing at the top so that we really get those muscles to activate. All right, so here we come to that option that you have, 1 leg at a time. Either the leg on the chair comes off or the leg on the floor comes off. All right, so leg that is on the floor, that one comes off, that's the more challenging one. All right, and you'll feel it. You can always change halfway. So here we go with our 6. And you got 5, there we go, 4, nice, and 3, give me 2, and last one, and bringing it back down. Nice, beautiful. All right, now just for a little bit of, just to kind of balance things out, take your feet to as wide as the chair will allow you to go. All right, and again, hands down to the side, rib cage in, squeeze at the top, hips down. Now bring the feet on the knees as close together as possible. Squeeze the knees and bring those hips back up and down. Wide stance, hips up, hips down. Narrow stance, hips up, hips down. And then if you want to make it just a little bit more fun, arms out to the ceiling, squeezing up, bringing it down. Knees together, up
and down. That's it, control. There we go, squeezing. One more. And then gently bringing those knees in. All right, now we're still going to stay on the mat. Let's work to the side a little bit. Okay, so we're going to lie on the mat. So as opposed to having the elbows on the chair, we are down onto the mat now. And you're going to bend the bottom knee. So the bottom knee, and again, you're in line. Imagine you're on this barrier line. The bottom, the head can be supported. We don't want the neck tilted up. So if you need, again, a little bit of a soft pillow, or just extending the arms, straight line. Top leg, long. So what we want to focus here is to try and keep the hips as stable as possible. So we don't want them to rock, belly button pointing forward all the time. Top hand can absolutely stabilize you. So nice long legs, see if you can tap the floor. And then bringing the leg back, tap the chair. Lengthen that leg again, tap behind you. So if it doesn't reach the floor, don't worry. All right, so you go to where you can without the hips rocking too much. Back down and over to the other side. There we go. 3 more on each, so 3 more full rotations. All right, so it's kind of like doing a rainbow effect. And up, tapping the chair. Very important, the tapping of the chair. It's just to help you check that you are still in that straight line. And then you should be on your last one now, bringing it back and bringing those knees together. Control, beautiful. All right, so now we want to flip over to the other side. All right, I might have to just move this across. All right, so again, lining up the bottom knee, and you've got that top leg is on that chair of yours. The top arm, neck is nice and in controlled. Top hand to ground you, right? Rib cage in, and again bringing that leg over. So making sure that the hip doesn't move. All right. This is definitely a little bit more challenging than usual because you're on the side. Remember, it's a lot harder to lie on your side because there's less of you to stabilize you on the floor. All right, it's kind of like taking a pane of glass and expecting it to balance. So focus on grounding. This hand here is very helpful. When you're moving the leg around, especially when you're taking the leg back, ground this front hand. It will help you to stabilize so that we're not rolling and rocking too much. All right, one more full rotation. Here we go. Starting from the front again. Come on, stay with me. Last one, floor. Then the chair, then behind, and then back in line, and both knees together. There we go. All right, so feeling a little bit of a stretch activation, so let's take it into a nice little stretch. You've got your chair, whichever side you're on. All right, so knees slightly forward, the leg that's to the side, bring it behind you, tuck in, and if you can, you want to sit back very slowly. If you're able to, hands on the floor, leaning forward. Right, and then gently bring the body back up, and then if you can, you're going to turn or twist to the other direction, and then the other leg is out to the side. Cross that one behind as well, sitting back, exhale. All right, if you cross in front instead of behind, it's perfectly fine. We obviously just want to try and mimic the same thing on both sides, bringing it back. There we go. And then we're going to give me just one more lying on your back. All right, so while you're on your back, you're going to have your feet at the top. You're going to bring the left leg across, and as I often say, just sit like a gentleman. Just makes it easier, so you got that figure 4 activation. Take your left hand, push the left thigh away. All right, now with the right foot, place it on the edge of the chair, obviously making sure that it's stable. You can have the chair against the wall. Right, lengthen the spine, lengthening your neck, pushing firmly into that left leg. All right, and then slide that leg completely across and see if you can grab the ankles. All right, if you can't, you grab the knees. If you do have the ankles, see if you can just kind of open the feet up a little bit more. So you're going to get this beautiful IT band, iliotibial band stretch on the leg that's closest to you, in this case the left leg. And then swap legs, place the other leg down. Right leg comes across, left foot on the edge, push the right thigh away. So we're feeling a little bit of a glute stretch happening there. we go, and then cross the legs, and again you've got the option either grabbing the ankle or grabbing the legs, pulling them in a little closer. If you do have the feet, just kind of open them out to the side. Right. And if you feel like you just want to stay on the floor and lie here for a little bit and have your legs on the chair, I absolutely recommend it. It's one of the best ways to relax the lower back. Holidays can be stressful, and this is a lovely way to release the tension. All right, so if you can, arms out to the sides, and you can stay there even after this video ends. Thank you very much for your time. I've appreciated and enjoyed spending this time with you. Thank you.